On January 25, 1984, former President Ronald Reagan expressed in his State of the Union address, "Preservation of our environment is not a liberal or conservative challenge, it's common sense." Although this statement may be dated, the message still rings true. Global warming is something that should not be disputed. It's simply not a myth. In order to understand what global warming is doing to our Mother Earth, you will need to know the causes, the effects, and the future of this issue. First of all, there are many causes of global warming. To understand how it works, you will need to know what the greenhouse effect does and the major gases that it is composed of. Strickland and Grabianowski, both writers for How It Works, state the following things in their April 21, 2005 article of How Global Warming Works. First, the greenhouse effect is not necessarily a harmful thing. It is what keeps the Earth heated for the survival of all living things. In addition, some of the more important greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor. Major increases of these gases are incredibly damaging to the environment. Though many skeptics may argue that the Earth has always warmed and cooled and there's no risk present, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration expressed in their article titled "Global Climate Change Evidence" that the current warming trend is of great significance because most of it is probably caused by humans and it's advancing at a rate that is unprecedented in over a century. According to a piece on the National Geographic website that's titled "Global Warming Fast Facts," industrialization, deforestation, and pollution have all greatly contributed to increasing greenhouse gases. There are reasons as to why the climate is occurring that are natural. Strickland and Grabianowski list volcanic activity, variances in plant life, changing amounts of radiation from the sun, and chemistry changes in the atmosphere. Next, there have been many effects of global warming. Higher temperatures and increased intensity and frequency of storms are results of global warming. And these things are just happening more and more. The Global Warming Fast Facts article presents some evidence. First, since 1880, the average temperature has increased 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit, most of it being in the last couple of decades. And the 1980s and 1990s were the hottest decades in approximately 400 years. Some experts also believe that the more frequent severe weather activities such as wildfires, heat waves, and intense tropical storms are part of the effects of global warming. A great amount of ice is melting in areas where it shouldn't be. The Global Warming Basics article that is listed on the National Resources Defense Council's website claims that the area of the Arctic's polar ice cap is diminishing at a rate of 9% every 10 years. So the flooding that is being brought by this melting of the ice caps is potentially a fatal thing from the consequences of the glaciers melting at such a high rate. Finally, multiple predictions have been made for the future of global warming. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration published in their article titled Global Climate Change Effects that the changes by each region in the United States. In the Northeast and Northwest, they will experience sea level rising, and it will pose a threat to their coasts. In the Southeast and Southwest, they will have extreme heat and endangers their agriculture and health, among other things. The Midwest will experience exceptional heat, heavy rains, and flooding. Higher temperatures will also be a problem in the future, causing melting, flooding, and droughts. Heightened sea surface temperatures will intensify hurricanes in the southeastern coast of the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico, are predicted in the Global Warming Basics article. Strickland and Grabianowski report that all these harmful things with the global warming could make ecosystems face huge disasters, and plant and animal species could become extinct because of what it's doing. In conclusion, global warming is something that is highly debated, but there should be no question as to whether it exists or not. The fact is, it does. And the leading causes, damaging effects, and dismal future of global warming are all very serious. There are little steps we can take to make a big difference in changing the environment for the better. And if there's one thing I would want you to take away from this speech, it would be to make a small difference in your life to make a better one for our planet.